recent ruling, California has become the first state to restrict the use of creative expression in a criminal proceeding. Artists and free speech advocates are hoping that more states and the federal government will follow suit now that a precedent is being set. There are arguments raised from both sides, of course, on this issue. Prosecutors contend that lyrics sometimes contain open confessions to crimes, while critics of that argue that utilizing these lyrics as evidence unfairly targets people of color. Obviously, most lyrical content in any genre is figurative and fictional. They argue that rap lyrics are no different. Chessie Thatcher, a senior ACLU staff attorney, was quoted as saying, quote, "No other music genre, no other art genre gets thrown in people's faces like that and can drag them into court or put them in jail," end quote. Representative Jamal Bowman of New York and Representative Hank Johnson of Georgia introduced the Restoring Artistic Protection Act, or the RAP Act, earlier this year. The bill doesn't propose eliminating the use of the lyrics as evidence entirely, but rather limits the introduction without meeting additional qualifications. For instance, if prosecutors have enough hard evidence to proceed with criminal charges, they can later introduce the lyrics as a solid support to the case. To demonstrate proceedings without the bill in Atlanta, the Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis indicted two prominent artists, the Grammy-winning Young Thug and Grammy-nominated Gunna, alongside 26 other defendants in a controversial August prosecution that relies in part on rap lyrics. Both artists are accused of being part of a criminal conspiracy that includes theft and distributing narcotics, and both have maintained their innocence. More than 500 cases between the early 1990s and 2017 used rap lyrics as evidence, according to Eric Nielsen, a professor at the University of Richmond. He also says that this figure is conservative and that it doesn't represent the true pervasiveness of the practice. At the end of last month, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed the Decriminalizing Artistic Expression Act, which requires prosecutors who want to admit rap lyrics and other forms of artistic expression to hold a separate hearing away from the jury to prove that the evidence is truly relevant to the case. Now, California, one of the largest states in the country, is the first state with a law that will protect a musician's freedom of speech. Additional states may also embrace this type of legislation. For instance, in New York, state senators introduced legislation last year to strictly limit the use of a defendant's creative expression as evidence to a jury. So that wraps up the article review, but before I open the forum to all of the viewers, I would like to explore a few of my thoughts regarding this matter. As a writer myself, I have personally written content that includes drug and alcohol abuse, sexual content, both consensual and non, murder, narcotics trafficking, and many other illegal or sensitive topics. I've never once committed any of these illegal acts nor harmed anyone in any way that is depicted in some of my writing. The very essence of creativity is that it can allow the creator to harness uncomfortable, immoral, or even despicable acts in order to tell a story to their audience or prove a point. Should we arrest or prosecute authors who write murder mysteries? Should we put rock bands on trial for their songs about purchasing or using illegal drugs? Perhaps we could detain anyone who writes or expresses any kind of illegal activity in any written, spoken, or filmed medium. Any accountability held to an individual based on creative expression is a very dangerous and slippery slope. Where does it end? And honestly, why doesn't it already include other genres and art forms? Why does it seem to only pertain to rap artists and their lyrics? There are plenty of rock and metal artists who I personally listen to that write about some pretty disturbing themes and actions, and I don't see anyone rushing to prosecute them for any crime. So there you have it, the article summation and some of my thoughts on the matter. I wanted to make sure that you had a little bit to work on from my perspective in order to really open up the forum and help everyone put their creative caps on. Hopefully, on that note, no one will be prosecuted for their thoughts. So let's open a dialogue. How does this article make you feel? Where do you stand on these issues? How important do you think that they are? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and share with your friends. And as always, think freely, discuss openly.